Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Tim Benz, Justin Fields says he's willing to try a Taysom Hill type of role if asked. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Justin Fields is keeping an open mind when it comes to the notion of being used in a Taysom Hill/Cordell Stewart type of role. Speaking with TribLive on Tuesday, Fields didn't rule out the concept of getting on the field in a pass-catching or rushing capacity as Hill has been utilized with the New Orleans Saints over recent years, or how Stewart was in Pittsburgh during the 1990s. "When my name is called, I'll be ready," Fields said when I posed that scenario to him. "In whatever capacity the Steelers asked of him?" "In whatever capacity." "Exactly," Fields replied. The exchange about that prospect with Fields came out of a larger conversation about what takes place in organized team activities, play installation and offensive experimentation this time of year. It's a talking point that has become top of mind in the NFL this week with the news about the NFL Players Association mulling a proposal to change the offseason schedule in a way that could ostensibly eliminate OTAs as we have come to know them. But, to be clear, Fields insists if the Steelers are considering any such or Taysom-esque packages, they haven't incorporated them as of yet. "We haven't really talked much about that. We've just been installing plays," Fields said. In terms of whether or not Fields is intrigued by such an idea, he replied, "Anytime I step on the field, I'm ready to go." Given Fields' athleticism, many across the football landscape have encouraged the Steelers to figure out a way to get him on the field for a certain number of plays per game, even if Russell Wilson is the starter, whether that means the former Chicago Bear gets a series or two per game at QB in place of Wilson or he is elsewhere in the formation with Wilson behind center. Retired Saints quarterback Drew Brees pounded the drum for that on a recent appearance on The Dan Patrick Show. "Justin Fields obviously has an incredible skill set, and I'm excited to see how Pittsburgh uses him this year," Brees said. "I would actually envision a situation where it's almost like a Taysom Hill type package like we had in New Orleans. Russell Wilson is your starting quarterback, Justin Fields is getting 7 to 10 snaps a game. How problematic would that be for a defense?" Steelers tackle Broderick Jones localized the angle for us on day one of OTAs last week when he cited Brees' quote and broached the topic of Fields getting involved in ways other than being a conventional quarterback. "Like Drew Brees said the other day, using one of the quarterbacks as a Taysom Hill if it presents itself," Jones said. "You never know. We've got a whole new scheme, a whole new offense. No telling what they might throw at us." Fields has 2,220 rushing yards in 3 seasons from the quarterback position but no catches in his career. In 6 years with the Saints, Hill has 76 catches for 756 yards and 11 touchdowns. He also has 398 carries, 2,159 yards and 27 touchdowns. Throwing the ball, Hill has completed 64% of his 298 passes for 2,348 yards and 11 TDs. Wednesday's first call has an injury prognosis for Kirk Cousins in advance of the season opener against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We also give contract details on a trio of big play AFC receivers and a health update on a Baltimore Ravens star. The Steelers play the Atlanta Falcons in Week 1 of the NFL season. The team's quarterback, Kirk Cousins, is rehabbing from Achilles tendon surgery he had at the end of October with the Minnesota Vikings. Speaking with Jim Rome on Tuesday, Cousins admitted that he is not all the way back to where he was before the injury. "I'm not fully cleared yet, not 100%, Cousins said. But to get reps, throwing the football makes a meaningful difference. I feel good. It helps that I'm a pocket-passing quarterback. If I was a receiver, running back, pass rusher, I think there'd be even more concern. As a quarterback, my game is based on my right arm. Accuracy. My mind. So, whether the Achilles is 100% today or not, I can still be very effective as a quarterback." Cousins is holding out hope that he can get to the top of the mountain by the time the Steelers visit on September 8. I'm looking forward to kind of closing the gap to get to 100% in the next couple of months, he said. We should still have a little bit of buffer time before the season starts. While many thought that the Steelers should have pondered Cousins as their quarterback for 2024 instead of Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, head coach Mike Tomlin insists that signing was never under consideration. Steelers QB Justin Fields says Pittsburgh can be most physical team in the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers had a clear vision in mind entering this offseason: get better up front and get an offense that can be one of the best at running the football. The Steelers acquired both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields in the midst of hiring Arthur Smith as offensive coordinator. Fields in particular would be very interesting to see in designed run situations in a Smith offense. The fourth-year quarterback was asked if Pittsburgh could be the most physical team in the NFL. Most definitely, Fields said. I think not only do we have the guys, but just the guys with the right mentality to do that. I'm excited for this upcoming year and we're going to keep working towards that goal. Fields has run for 1,800 yards over the last 2 seasons, including 1,143 in 2022. Even if he himself backing up Wilson, a package for the dynamic athlete makes too much sense for the Steelers to not take advantage of. Pittsburgh Steelers linked to trading for former first-round pass rusher. Pittsburgh Steelers edge rusher T.J. Watt is a consistent Defensive Player of the Year candidate, but, in a division that houses elite quarterbacks in Baltimore and Cincinnati, General Manager Omar Khan might be wise to continue bolstering quality depth at the position. Last season, Pittsburgh produced 47 sacks as a team, but Watt accounted for 19 of them, as the only Steelers defender surpassing double digits. However, as the 2024 season looms, there might be a veteran edge rusher in need of a change of scenery who could significantly bolster the Steelers' pass rush depth. It isn't often that a franchise trades away a rising 25-year-old pass rusher, but, if the Steelers sweeten the pot, could wind up filling a glaring need with a player with plenty of upside. Especially in a new scheme. Through his first 2 seasons, Tryon Shoyinka has logged just 9 sacks but is coming off a 2023 season in which he added 26 pressures in 280 total pass rush snaps. Meanwhile, Bleacher Report's Alex Ballentine put together a list of trades that could be made across the league before the regular season kicks off, including the Steelers prying Tryon Shoyinka away from the Buccaneers. Here is the trade Ballentine proposes. Pittsburgh Steelers receive edge Tryon Shoyinka, 2025 7th-round pick. Tampa Bay Buccaneers receive 2025 5th-round pick. Tryon Shoyinka's early success and pressure rates, Ballentine writes for Bleacher Report, would hint at some untapped potential that just might not be reached in Todd Bowles' defense. The Steelers' primary needs might be at wide receiver and corner, but edge depth is a sneaky spot for improvement. T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith obviously do the heavy lifting, and Nick Herbig will eat up some snaps, but the Steelers don't necessarily have a replacement for what Marcus Golden gave them last season. Adding Tryon Shoyinka would add a young player to continue building around, in exchange for a late-round pick which would likely otherwise be allocated towards a developmental-type player. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, trading away Tryon Shoyinka would clear the path for second-round pick Chris Braswell to see the field immediately and play significant snaps, fresh off an 8-sack senior season at Alabama. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Najee Harris? Leave your opinion in the comments.